More than 1 in every 2 men over 40 faces some degree of erectile dysfunction. By the time they reach 60, that number increases even more. However, instead of talking openly about it, most men suffer in silence, blame themselves, or seek quick solutions that only mask the symptoms. I'm Dr. Evelyn Carter, a urologist specialized in men's health after 50, and today we're going to talk about something that will change your perspective. What if I told you that a natural and simple nutrient taken at the precise time of day could not only restore your vitality, but also restore your sleep quality and much of the energy you thought you'd lost forever? This isn't about miracle pills or empty promises. It's about a deeper understanding of your own body, of how your hormones, your circulation, your nerves, and your sleep are intrinsically connected. If this topic interests you, write a 1 in the comments and stay until the end, because I'm going to reveal exactly which vitamins, taken at night, can transform not just your potency, but your complete quality of life. Before continuing, let me tell you something important. These challenges are not a sign of failure, but a part of the aging process that can be managed with knowledge and care. You deserve clarity, not fear. You deserve solutions that make sense. And most importantly, you deserve to know that there is a science-based path to recovering your vigor. Let's start with a fundamental concept that most men are unaware of: the connection between sleep and testosterone. Many are surprised to learn that testosterone isn't just a hormone linked to masculinity or sexual performance. It's also deeply tied to how your body restores itself at night. Think of it as your body's nighttime repair crew. Just like construction workers need quiet hours to rebuild a road, your body needs deep, uninterrupted sleep to restore testosterone levels. This is what the research shows. A landmark study from the University of Chicago revealed that even 1 week of restricted sleep, sleeping only 5 hours per night, reduced testosterone levels in young men by almost 15%. To put that in perspective, that's equivalent to aging 10 to 15 years in just 7 days, simply from sleeping poorly. Now imagine how fragile this balance becomes when you're 60 and already facing a natural decline in testosterone production. Another crucial detail is that testosterone is released in a pulsatile manner during the night, with the highest peak occurring in the early hours of deep sleep. If you have problems with insomnia, wake frequently to urinate, or suffer from restless leg syndrome, you could be interrupting the period when your testosterone has its best opportunity to recover. Think of it like trying to charge your phone in a faulty outlet. If the current cuts out every hour, the battery never fully recharges. In the same way, when your deep sleep is interrupted, your testosterone battery remains half empty, no matter how healthy your diet or exercise habits are. This is also where stress comes into play. Cortisol, the stress hormone, increases when sleep is interrupted. Elevated cortisol directly suppresses testosterone production in the testicles. This means that poor sleep not only reduces the body's ability to produce testosterone, but also elevates a hormone that actively blocks it. It's a double blow against your vitality. Men over 60 often face a triple challenge. First, testosterone naturally decreases, which can affect desire and energy. Second, the ability to achieve deep, restorative sleep is reduced, making nighttime repair more difficult. Third, circulation, the very foundation of potency, becomes less efficient with age, especially if there are conditions like diabetes, hypertension, or prostate enlargement. This creates a vicious circle. Poor sleep weakens hormonal balance. Weak hormones affect sexual function, and reduced sexual function can undermine confidence, which in turn causes more stress and even worse sleep. But here's the good news: this cycle can be broken. Now I want to tell you about the first vitamin that can change everything. When most people think of melatonin, they imagine a simple sleep aid, a little pill that helps you fall asleep. But melatonin isn't just a sedative, it's a hormone naturally produced by your pineal gland in response to darkness. And for men over 60, melatonin plays a much more important role than simply helping you fall asleep. Let me tell you about Charles's case. a 64-year-old patient from Chicago. Charles came to my office after 2 years struggling with erectile dysfunction. He had tried diet changes, had tried exercising more, but nothing seemed to work. When I reviewed his history, I discovered something revealing. Charles had been sleeping poorly for years. He woke up 4 or 5 times every night, felt tired all day, and his libido had practically disappeared. I explained that his problem wasn't just circulation or low testosterone, it was interrupted sleep. I recommended a simple protocol, 2 mg of melatonin, taken 45 minutes before bed, combined with a strict sleep hygiene routine. 6 weeks later, Charles returned, transformed. Not only was he sleeping through the night, his morning erections had returned, and he felt an energy he hadn't experienced in years. This is what research shows about melatonin. Studies published in medical journals have demonstrated that melatonin interacts with the testicles, helping regulate testosterone production and protecting cells from oxidative stress. Another study from the National Institutes of Health highlighted that melatonin improves the function of endothelial cells, the inner lining of blood vessels. Why is this important? Because a healthy endothelium is what allows nitric oxide to be released. Nitric oxide is the body's natural chemical messenger for erections. Without it, potency is not possible. Think of nitric oxide as the green light at the traffic signal, telling blood to flow toward the penis. If that light never turns green, traffic stops. Melatonin helps keep that traffic light working by protecting the lining of blood vessels. Now let's talk about the prostate. Emerging research suggests that melatonin may have protective effects on prostate tissue, potentially reducing inflammation and improving urinary symptoms in men with benign prostatic hyperplasia. If your prostate is enlarged and you get up 3 or 4 times per night to urinate, that constant interruption is destroying your testosterone and your potency. Melatonin can help on both fronts. And here's the reality. Melatonin production naturally declines with age. When you reach 60, your levels may be only half of what they were at 20. For some men, a low dose, often just 1 to 3 milligrams taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed, can be beneficial. Higher doses aren't always better, and sometimes can cause grogginess or disrupt sleep architecture. The goal is to support your body's rhythm, not overwhelm it. Now let's move to the second fundamental vitamin. When we think about vitamin D, most people imagine the sun and bone health. But vitamin D is much more than that. For men over 60, it acts more like a hormone than a simple vitamin. It influences testosterone levels, vascular health, immune balance, and even mood stability. I'm going to tell you about Robert's case, 67 years old from Boston. Robert came to my office complaining of chronic fatigue, total lack of libido, and erections that barely lasted long enough. He told me he felt like an 85-year-old man trapped in the body of a 67-year-old. I ordered a complete blood panel and discovered that his vitamin D levels were at 15 nanograms per milliliter, severely deficient. I prescribed 5,000 international units of vitamin D3 daily, taken at night with his dinner that included olive oil and salmon. 3 months later, Robert was a different man. His vitamin D levels had risen to 45 nanograms per milliliter. His energy had returned, his mood had improved dramatically, and his morning erections were consistent for the first time in years. This is what research shows. A study published in Hormone and Metabolic Research found that men with adequate vitamin D levels had significantly higher testosterone compared to men who were deficient. Another review in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism emphasized that vitamin D deficiency is linked not only to low testosterone, but also to higher rates of erectile dysfunction. Why? Because vitamin D supports endothelial function. Once again, that inner lining of blood vessels, which is essential for nitric oxide release. Without healthy endothelial cells, blood flow is compromised and potency suffers. Now this is where timing comes into play. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means it's absorbed better with meals that contain some healthy fat. While most doctors recommend dosing in the morning or midday to mimic sun exposure, some emerging evidence suggests that in men who have trouble sleeping, nighttime supplementation can support melatonin rhythms indirectly. Think of it like resetting your body's internal clock so that everything, from testosterone production to vascular repair, happens at the right time. Another key area is mood. Men with low vitamin D levels often report fatigue, irritability, or low mood. Depression and low testosterone frequently overlap, and both can rob a man of sexual vitality. Imagine trying to plant a garden in dry, depleted soil. No matter how good the seeds are, they won't thrive. Vitamin D acts like the rainfall, nourishing the soil so that everything, hormones, circulation, energy, can take root. My practical advice is this. If you're over 60, ask your doctor to check your vitamin D levels with a simple blood test called 25-hydroxyvitamin D. Many men are surprised to discover they're deficient, even if they spend some time outdoors. If supplementation is needed, discuss the right dose for your body. Taking it at night with dinner, especially if it's your main meal that contains healthy fats like olive oil, salmon, or avocado, can support both absorption and your nighttime rhythm. Now we arrive at the third essential vitamin. If I had to choose one mineral that deserves more attention in men's health, especially after 60, it would be magnesium. Often called the relaxation mineral, magnesium is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions in the body. However, almost half of older adults are deficient. Let me tell you about Michael's case, 71 years old from Houston. Michael suffered from chronic insomnia, woke with leg cramps almost every night, and his erections were practically non-existent. He had tried sleep medications, but they left him groggy the next day. When I reviewed his diet and lifestyle, I realized he likely had severe magnesium deficiency. I recommended magnesium glycinate, 400 milligrams, taken 1 hour before bed with a warm chamomile tea. Within 2 weeks, Michael called me excited. He was sleeping deeply through the night. The cramps had disappeared, and for the first time in months, he had woken with a strong morning erection. 4 weeks later, his sex life with his wife had returned. This is what research shows. A study published in the Journal of Research and Medical Sciences found that magnesium supplementation was linked to better sleep quality, particularly in older adults with insomnia. Another article in Biological Trace Element Research revealed that men with higher magnesium levels also had higher testosterone levels compared to those who were deficient. And when it comes to erections, magnesium supports nitric oxide synthesis, the same pathway that allows blood to flow freely toward the penis. Without sufficient magnesium, blood vessels remain tense, and smooth muscle relaxation, a key part of achieving an erection, is affected. Think of magnesium as the oil that keeps the gears of a machine moving smoothly. Without oil, the gears grind, squeak, and eventually lock up. In the body, that translates to tense muscles, restless nights, and poor blood vessel relaxation. With adequate magnesium, the system flows freely, sleep becomes deeper, stress hormones drop, and erections become easier to achieve. Another overlooked role of magnesium is its effect on cortisol, the stress hormone. Chronically elevated cortisol disrupts both sleep and testosterone production. Magnesium helps regulate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the body's stress response system. By calming this axis at night, magnesium allows your body to slide into deep, restorative sleep. Among the many forms of magnesium, magnesium glycinate and magnesium citrate are often better tolerated at night, are well absorbed, and tend to promote relaxation without causing digestive discomfort. Consider taking magnesium approximately 1 hour before bed, ideally with a light snack or warm herbal tea. This signals to your body that it's time to wind down. Now let me talk about something crucial that connects all of this: circulation. At its core, potency is a vascular event. Erections occur when blood vessels open and allow blood to rush toward the penile tissue, where it becomes trapped and stays firm. Without healthy circulation, even normal testosterone levels cannot guarantee strong erections. This is why men with diabetes, high blood pressure, or atherosclerosis often struggle with erectile dysfunction, even if their hormone levels are within range. The molecule that makes erections possible is nitric oxide produced by the lining of blood vessels. A study in the American Journal of Cardiology emphasized that erectile dysfunction is often one of the first warning signs of vascular disease, sometimes appearing years before heart problems. In other words, your erection is like a window into your vascular health. I'm going to tell you about Daniel's case, 58 years old, from Phoenix, type 2 diabetic. Daniel told me his erections had disappeared almost completely in the last 2 years. His doctor had prescribed diabetes medications, but no one had addressed his sexual function. When I reviewed his complete case, I saw that his blood sugar control was irregular. He slept poorly and wasn't taking any supplements. I designed a 3-month protocol: strict glucose control, 20-minute evening walks after dinner, and the nighttime combination of magnesium glycinate 400 mg, vitamin D3 5,000 units with dinner, and melatonin 2 mg before bed. I also prescribed pelvic floor exercises to strengthen the muscles that trap blood in the penis. 3 months later, Daniel returned with a smile I hadn't seen in years. His erections had returned reliably, his energy was completely restored, and he told me he felt like he'd recovered 10 years of his life. Most importantly, his hemoglobin A1C had dropped and his blood pressure was under control. Now let me give you the complete protocol you can start tonight. Think of your nighttime routine as a restoration ritual. At 60, your body no longer recovers as quickly as it used to. You need to give it deliberate signals and resources so it can repair itself properly during the night. Step 1. Dim the lights and reduce screen exposure 1 hour before bed. This allows your natural melatonin rhythm to increase. If your doctor agrees, consider a low-dose melatonin supplement, generally 1 to 3 mg/hour, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This supports both sleep initiation and endothelial protection. Step 2. Make sure your vitamin D levels are adequate. If you're deficient, supplementation, taken at night with dinner, can help regulate your circadian rhythm, support testosterone, and maintain vascular health. Remember, vitamin D is fat-soluble, so combining it with healthy fats like olive oil, salmon, or avocado improves absorption. Step 3. Consider magnesium. A form like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate taken 1 hour before bed can reduce stress hormones, relax blood vessels, and improve sleep architecture. Many men notice that this change alone reduces nighttime awakenings and restores morning vitality. Step 4. Combine these nutrients with sleep hygiene. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid caffeine after noon. If nighttime urination interrupts your rest, limit liquids 2 hours before bed and discuss prostate-friendly strategies with your doctor. Together, these steps create a nighttime rhythm where your hormones, blood vessels, and nervous system are aligned. This isn't about chasing a perfect supplement combination. It's about choosing the right tools that target your body's needs after 60. Melatonin sets your circadian clock. Vitamin D nourishes hormonal and vascular balance. Magnesium calms and relaxes. And while you sleep, your body does the rest. Think of it as programming your body's nighttime repair crew. Instead of leaving them with broken tools and little energy, you're giving them everything they need to restore strength, potency, and vigor. Over the weeks and months, this nighttime habit can shift the cycle from decline to resilience, not reversing age, but helping you age with vitality and confidence. And here's the most encouraging part. This isn't an expensive or complicated process. It doesn't require secret formulas or drastic interventions. It's simply about restoring what your body is gradually losing at the time of day when it's naturally designed to heal. So the one action I would encourage you to take today is this. Choose one small nighttime habit to start. Whether it's dimming the lights earlier, talking to your doctor about checking vitamin D, or adding magnesium to your bedtime routine, start with a single step. Over time, consistency matters more than intensity. Small changes practiced at night convert into powerful results. You don't have to fear your body. You just need good information of the type that helps you make decisions with confidence instead of confusion. If this has been helpful to you, give it a like. Comment on what you found most revealing and subscribe for more evidence-based content without shame. Because this is the kind of conversation I have with men in the clinic every day, and I want you to benefit too. I'm Dr. Evelyn Carter, and remember that your nights can be restorative, your mornings can be strong, and your health can be nourished at any age. See you in the next video. Take care.